Right, hi, welcome back everyone. My name's Pete. So for this video we're going to be learning how to download and install the 365 Course in Miracles Workbook Lessons for the year into your Outlook platform on PC and smartphone. If you haven't seen the introductory video for this, I'll leave a link to it in the description below. But what it is for each day of the year we have the lesson coming up inside the calendar. And inside that notification is the title of that lesson, along with the links to multiple course teachers reading this lesson and sharing their insights and understandings. It's easy, stable, persistent access to the workbook lessons on your devices, repeating for as long as you want them. So with that being said, let's get into it. So the first thing to note is that there are a few different ways that Outlook can be accessed. You can access it through a website using a browser, and that's possible either on laptop, PC or smartphone. And the other way is via a downloadable app, again on either PC and or smartphone. We'll put the smartphone method aside for now since, as far as I can tell, there's no way to download the calendar directly on your smartphone. Rather, you need to start on a PC or laptop and it will then migrate through to your phone. So that's where we will start. If your situation is that you only have access to a smartphone, then you can still get access to the Acim workbook calendar, just not using Outlook. And my advice would be to choose between the two videos that I've made for the Apple and Android phones and follow the instructions given there for downloading the calendar onto either Google Calendar or Apple Calendar. But in terms of Outlook, again, you will need to have access to a PC or a laptop to make this work. So this is where we will start. Now, as I said, the Outlook calendar can be accessed on a laptop or PC, either through your web browser or via the Outlook application. And the Acim workbook lesson calendar can be subscribed to from either of these places. The one you choose is quite important. If you want the calendar to appear on different devices, then you should subscribe via a web browser. This will ensure that the Acim calendar migrates through onto all of your devices and onto all your Outlook applications on both PC, laptop and smartphone. So I think this is going to be the best way to go for most people. Also, I've tried subscribing to the Acim calendar via the Outlook app on PC and that worked fine. The only problem being that I found that it didn't seem to migrate through onto my other devices. But if you only want it on the app on that one device, then it's fine to download it that way. So I'll give a quick rundown on that after I've finished with the browser-based method. But again, just be aware that it may only work in that application. So let's carry on now and go over the procedure for subscribing to the Acim calendar on Outlook via PC or laptop on a web browser, which, as I said, is likely to be the best method for the majority of people. So the first thing you want to do is to make sure that you are logged in to your Outlook email and calendar on your web browser. Next, in a new tab, navigate to the web address www.2of1.com/Acim. Once you are there, scroll down until you arrive at the picture of the person blowing the dandelion seeds. Now you want to hover over this icon and right click your mouse button. Then, depending on your operating system, you will see the option to copy link or copy link address, something like that. And you want to go ahead and click on that. Once you've done this, what you want to do next is click back onto the browser tab where you have your Outlook account open. Click on the calendar icon here and it should bring you to a calendar view. Once you're there, click on the three horizontal bars near the top left so that this sidebar is visible. Then click on Add calendar. In the next dialog box, you want to click on subscribe from web. In the dialog box that comes up next, you want to paste the address that you previously copied. Now you can also give the calendar a name, and I'm just going to call it Acim Workbook. Select the colour you like and a charm icon if you like as well, and then select where you want the calendar to go. I'm just going to put it into my calendars. Then once you've done all this, click import, and as you can see, the Acim Workbook calendar will start to populate itself into your Outlook calendar. And this can sometimes take up to about 24 hours to populate itself fully. And it should also start automatically populating into the Outlook apps on your PC and smartphone too. So we can also go to those and check on them. So on your PC, open up the Outlook app, click on the calendar icon at the bottom left of the screen, then go to wherever you asked the calendar to be stored, either in My Calendars or Other Calendars. Make sure the checkbox is selected, and you can see here it's starting to populate as well. Incidentally, if you want to show or hide the calendar, you can do it just by checking or unchecking this. And to check your smartphone, go ahead and open the Outlook app. Next, click the calendar icon at the bottom right of your screen. On the following screen at the top left, you will see a letter which should be the first letter of your Outlook email address. In this case, it's an A. Click on this and make sure the Acim Workbook calendar is selected. And again, this is the place to come if you want to show or hide the Acim calendar. Also, you can select the gear icon and select the colour for the calendar. Click away from this, and as you can see, it's populating with the calendar entries. And again, you need to give this a few hours, maybe up to 24 hours to complete itself. Okay, so there you go. There's the first method. Next, we want to go over the method for subscribing to the calendar from inside the Outlook app for PC. And as I said, this probably won't be the best way for most people to access the calendar, but it might work for some people. And there are a couple of ways to go about this. First one is super straightforward, but may or may not work depending on your browser. So navigate to www.twoofone.com/ACIM. Scroll down to the icon of the person blowing the dandelion seeds and just left click on that. And that will open a dialog box which says something like, do you want to choose an application, or open pick an application, or something like this. Click on open pick an application. In the next dialog box, click Outlook and then OK. The Outlook app will automatically open at this point, and the dialog box will open asking if you would like to add the calendar and subscribe to updates. Click yes. And as you see, the calendar will populate into the app. Now if that way doesn't work easily for you, then there's one other way. So navigate once again to the website twoofone.com/ACIM. Scroll down to the person blowing the dandelion seeds, and this time instead of left clicking, you're going to right click and click on copy link address. Next, you are going to open your Outlook app, go up to the big plus icon up here at the middle, at the top, click on that, and then click on from the internet. Go ahead and paste the link you just copied into that dialog box. Click OK. Another dialog box will open asking if you want to subscribe to the calendar. Click yes, and the calendar will begin to populate itself. So there you have it, instructions for downloading the Acim calendar onto your PC if you are using Outlook. Good luck, and I hope that this is helpful. Bye bye.